If you think you're good and you think you have God on your side, engaging in abusive technology, the kind of technology that was involved in the targeting of Myron May, BarnesandNoble.com, Florida State University, Assistant DA pushed over the edge, Renee Pittman, says the targeting of Myron May, Florida State University gunman, Assistant DA pushed over the edge by Renee Pittman, 1595. Overview. A young, gifted assistant district attorney's tragic end after revealing himself a victim of a documented high-level targeting program enforced by patented, highly advanced psychophysical technologies. Reporting it covertly destroyed his life and career. Now, should that happen? I approach things like a level-headed person. If there's a problem, there's a solution. Why should something ruin someone's life and career for reporting the truth? We can't call it a good country. Yeah, that's just one instance. And I know all the psychological terms we could throw at it, generalizing or whatever we want to say, discounting the positive. He met his demise after opening fire at Florida State University's Strozier Library just after midnight, November 20th, 2014, injuring 3 and his quest for, quote, suicide by cop. Now, what if the cops are targeting him? What if the cops used technology that were targeting him? Like, I used to put my head in the sand. You can't do that. I mean, at least I feel I can't do that. These things should be brought civilly to court and the people responsible. They're atrocities. They're not what you see on TV, people getting shot, blood coming out of them, raped. Wars, no. But everyone knows that psychological war is worse. Psychological pain is worse than actual pain. If people would pick physical pain over psychological pain. Psychology is the most studied major in college. Most people know this. That's why I believe it's evil. The only people that should be engaged in it are people that consent to it. If it's for teaching, I've heard, I've read, I've seen it on YouTube, great, consent to it. If it's for any other purpose, to abuse somebody's rights, United States rights of privacy, if it's the police doing it or the FBI, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. If it's just some hobby nut kid engineer, it doesn't matter who does it. That's the point of wrong and right. Now, maybe these things could be tolerated at some point, but I don't think that they should. Why would we put ourselves through more stress? Why would we elect to it? Now, I wouldn't do that voluntarily. I believe in integrity, being upfront, letting people choose, telling the full story. That's the only way I believe you get ahead. Yeah, sure, plenty of people get ahead other ways. That's not the way I'm going to do it. I'm no better than anyone else. That's just not the way I'm going to do it. Somebody says no to something, or somebody says, something hurts. It's a no-brainer. It says, my deepest regret is that I did not make a more diligent effort of documenting my experiences as a targeted individual along the way. However, this document is my feeble attempt at recounting my experiences thus far. First off, to anyone that may read this document, take a brief moment to pray for my soul. What I'm about to do, I have deep regret for. However, I feel that my options are extremely limited. We take an oath to do no harm, to do good. That's what we do. But I do not believe that somebody expressing themselves, showing genuine emotion and the truth, should ever face anything distressful, especially if it's considered asymmetrical warfare. Undefensible. It's despicable. Doesn't matter how much money you have. I'm not peering into other people's yards. I'm not peering into other people's lives unless it's consented. Unless somebody asks me for help as a counseling person or as a financial person, whatever it is, whatever job that I'm doing as ethically as possible. It's consented. If they say, no, I can't afford it, we try to do a sliding scale. If they still say they can't, then let them go. Ethics. Like, you don't have to go through pain to know that. Everyone has mirror neurons. You can see pain and distress in other people. It says, I have literally been robbed of life through psychological, financial, and emotional hardship. Psychological, financial, and emotional hardship. Times like that, you think, wow, man, the Lord, it's the only power. That was November 17, 2014. Excerpt from Myron May, Myronmay, like the month. Quote, my experiences being targeted. Now, all of this is beneath my feet. My strength just so happens to come from belief in God. Other people's, it doesn't have to. You're still as good. Your strength can be the same. It says on November 20th, 2014, 12:26 a.m., Myron Deshawn May entered Florida State University Strozier Library, opening fire, injuring three, two of whom were students, and the third an alum employee. The media reported that by 12:30 a.m., a mere 4 minutes later, May lay face down, dead, after a hail of bullets just outside the library door by law enforcement after refusing to relinquish his weapon. Initial media reports vary as to whether he shot first. Figures, right? There's no cameras? No body cameras? Like, people have legitimate concerns. It doesn't matter if they're made to look crazy. People know better than that. Who's ever responsible for it, it needs to end. It doesn't have to be that difficult either. It's evil and it's despicable. If you're a police officer, if you're corrections, if you're an engineer, if you're a technologist, if you're a sheriff, if you're a teacher, it doesn't matter. Our rights are our rights. Our constitutional rights are our constitutional rights. There's no backing down from that. People are free to think whatever they want, try to project whatever they think in their mind's going to happen. They're not God. You have God inside you, not them. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It's very simple. You treat other people good, they treat you good. These programs need to be dismantled. It's akin to the worst atrocities that have occurred in mankind. It's right there with it. Why? Because it's like waterboarding. It doesn't have to be all at once. It's slowly but surely. I think it's very weird. I have no desire to do anything that anyone does not want me to do. For them or with them. No desire whatsoever. Am I lucky? If it's some type of FBI or police thing, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The fact remains that our reputation is more than anything. Our reputation carries us. Even the United States, even every agency, every person. I went to the doctor today to do a bacterial test. I had to blow in a bag. Saw a little girl with her mother. I was like, "Aw," you know. Then it was time for them to go in, and the little girl flipped out. She looked like Dora the Explorer, like 3 or 4 years old. Cute little girl, and she was not having it. I was like, "Oh, the mother, she's gonna get her in there eventually." Bro, that 3 or 4 year old little girl was not getting inside that building. She was not going to the office. No matter what people said, "Oh no, it's nothing. It's just we're just gonna talk." No, you're not. She's like, "No, we're not." She put up a fight and she didn't go in there, but she had to go to another place. But whatever. The point of the story is the girl was under distress. Little girl. Anybody under distress, that's how they should be treated. As if they're under distress. Nothing else. Keep your projections to yourself. We got God on our side. We don't need your help. The intrinsic good guides us. We govern ourselves. An entity that does not need to be governed, an entity that can govern itself does not need governing by an outside entity. That's ethics, basic ethics. You can go do another job now. I hate to be rude, but that's the point that it's coming to. Like, somebody asks me to do something for them, if it's not a problem, there's nothing wrong with it, if it makes them feel better, like a human being would do it, right? If they had the time, it didn't take much effort. You would accommodate, right? Because you're a good person. Any attempt to try to say that somebody's crazy or anything like that, it's insane. People have already looked up all of these different programs that uh, government agencies are known for. Now, even still, there's people that are stand-up people. I'm all for the good that the people do. I'm not for the bad. I take the good and I leave the bad. That's not for me. If it's a certain technologies um, should be based on human factors. Human factors means that the person is at the center of the technology. You're designing the technology with the person in mind, not with any exterior alternative motive, with the person in mind. I think of people like Steve Jobs. That's what I think of when I think of human factors. In the movie with Steve Jobs, he was talking to somebody, maybe Wozniak, I don't know who it was, or maybe the secretary. Those are the two people, his two crewmates. That, where to place how do you move the cursor? Do you say, 3 inches to the left and 4 inches up? No, you just point to where the cursor is. That's human factors. That was his genius. To make technology easy to use, which pretty much means we're at the center of the technology. The technology serves us. You tinker, you amend, you fix, you change the programs. I've taken programming before. You change the details of the program to do good, to do the most good, or let's say to do individual good, not to do the most good. Because when you get those ideas of doing the most good, it gets overwhelming, and then you leave people out. You take things on a case-by-case basis, like every person matters, like every beating heart, every brain matters, every lung that can breathe and and people that can go to sleep and wake up the next day. It's a miracle. That's God. That has nothing to do with us. Humans have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. You take the same exact perspective as an atheist. I don't see them as different. I see them as looking at the same mountain from different sides, arguing about who created the mountain. Christopher Hitchens warned us of a celestial North Korea. That's where people could read your thoughts and punish you for thought crimes. For a thought crime. I believe that's insanity. I believe that's insane. You know what people had to go through? Like, I used to put my head in the sand about slavery. My dad used to tell me, he would reassure me that it's a strength. Watch the movies, read the books, learn about slavery. Not just to say, oh, white people did something bad. It's to learn about history of human beings and what not to do the next time. That's the whole point of it. Even I could be at fault of that. That's the whole point of it. I can't put my head in the sand. People can do hard things. Programs have been disbanded before because they were shown to do harm to people, innocent, good people. And I don't believe it's right to sit back. I believe you have to speak out on it in some way, shape, or form. There's other ways to, I don't know what the purpose of it is, to accomplish whatever object that is, but it should be, that's what it should be. I think that's just common sense. Like, if I were a police officer or a detective, I need a search warrant. I need probable cause to get that search warrant. If not, free to go. If I arrest somebody and I forget to read their Miranda rights, free to go. That's the way it works. That's the way we all agreed that it works. When you start bending that system and cheating the system, people don't listen to the system. They can sense the unfairness. You want people to listen to the system? You want people to obey? Do it right. As best as you can. As best as you can. I would argue about these type of topics like I was on the Senate floor. My grandma, who's over 100, would be like, "What's going on?" But I believe I'm working with God on my side. That's why. You don't have to take it to heart. It's not really about you. It's about defeating bad ideas. It's just a bad idea. Like, if I do something stupid, it might take me a long time to say it, but I'll be like, wow, that was pretty stupid. I'm not a steely business person like that. Steely-eyed, stoic. No, sorry. I'm a human being. I got all the same emotions you got. You can't stamp any one of them out. They're universal. You can go to somebody who doesn't speak your language and they will feel the same emotions that you feel. Anywhere in the world, with 7 billion people on the planet. How magnificent is that? Any one of those emotions you're not stamping out. Because they're critical for survival. This is back to the overview of the book. Myron May. Prior to the shooting, Myron May, via certified mail, sent out 10 packages to various associates and social network contacts across the United States, hoping to detail his story after his death. He strategically planned for the packages to arrive the day after the shooting. Although the postal inspector and FBI intercepted and confiscated the packages across the United States immediately, weeks later, 6 letters would surface which May created by email of the information inside the packages. His suicide letter and YouTube video provide insight into the anguish and well-organized mind that had, it appears, devised a scheme for permanent emotional relief. The emailed information within certified mailings laid the foundation for this book. In Myron May's own words, his last wish stated within his suicide letter that his painful story never dies. Author's note, today there are thousands reporting being used as human guinea pigs who are fighting the good fight, refusing to bend or break. The nationwide goal instead is that awareness of covert, monstrous, highly perfected technologies after decades of research, testing, and development programs will save lives. So it's the awareness of these programs that hopefully will save people's life. The land of the free, the land of the great, we're the greatest country in the world, strongest military, the land of opportunity, the best medical. Reference: Mind Control Technology. You are not my big brother. Blog. I believe everybody has intrinsic rights, intrinsic good, and needs to cultivate that within themselves. A government, an entity that can govern itself does not need governing by an outside entity. It's basic ethics. We talk about the atrocities in other countries and go far back to name all these monstrous people that lived in the past. I've been to the places, I've been to Auschwitz, but we don't look in the mirror. At the end of life, you got to look in the mirror. As the years start coming on you, you got to look in the mirror. Is this right? Is this moral? Is this good? How is this good? Describe it. Does it sound like a good idea? Does everybody know about it? Can we vote on it? Is this a democracy? Or is this a celestial North Korea? Is this the United States of America where we vote on things? And trust that people are smart enough to make whatever decision they need to make. Or do we want to be known for dominating and controlling people like robots? I don't want any part of that. Not any part. If I can't convince you with words, sorry. I lose. There he goes, mad. He lost. Yeah, but he comes back with the words. And it's still your choice. Every single time. That's good. I have no interest in doing things that people don't have any interest doing for them. That is also in line with some sort of good. No interest whatsoever. I believe in people that should express themselves and not be targeted for it. The reason why people elected Donald Trump, the president of the United States, because he had that thing that felt like us. I'll just leave it there.